Hey, Sabrina Walker here, coming from the Sabrina Walker Show, which is a location-free, wherever I want to be type show, which is the amazing part. So let me just take a moment here and share. We are a couple minutes early, and I did that intentionally because I have to make sure that we share the goods. And I can hear everything and I can see everything, so let me share this over real quick as people begin to join. It's a little bright out here, I can see though. Let me swipe the screen this way so I can see properly. Okay, let me share this bad boy. Thank you for being patient. Type. Come on. Okie dokie. We will leave it like that. Post. We're live. Gotta make sure you spell things right. Okay. Welcome. I'm hoping you can hear me. Let me just check the audio real quick. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We can hear the audio. All right, it is a beautiful day. Here we go in Boston again. This is day 4, how to get into soul alignment. If you missed the pre-party, go watch that first. Then you can watch day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and yep, that's it. This is day 4, so you can only watch up to day 3. If you hear a little background noise, sorry about that. I am in a public area where there's all kinds of people walking by, probably wondering what the heck I'm doing, but that's cool. It doesn't bother me at all because this is me in my flow. This is me doing my thing. So today I was listening to some audio and I was thinking about soul alignment and really just kind of wanted to deliver something in the moment. Something from flow, something that was kind of something I blogged about this morning, which has everything to do with soul alignment, and just focusing on what it means to be in soul alignment. And a lot of times people like yourself and myself, of course, right, humans here on this world have a hard time even getting into soul alignment because they are in struggle. They are in struggle, they are in resistance, they are living in scarcity, they are just having a hard time, just exhausted, tired, feeling depleted every day, and it's very hard to get to a point of soul alignment once you're living in struggle. So what I had wrote my blog post on today at sabrinawalkershow.com is about letting go of the struggle, letting go of the scarcity mindset, letting go of the poverty consciousness or subconsciousness, I should say, that may be affecting you. The wind is blowing all my stuff away. So the title of today's show is definitely going to be letting go of the struggle. And that's really letting go of the struggle is death to ego. Now, death to ego is your left brain analytical side. And I don't mean ego like, oh, I'm amazing, that type of ego. The type of ego that tends to take over and make the decisions for you, I guess you could say. But you can decide. So if you look up the definition of struggle, which I was looking up before this, it was wrestling with self. And that's a state that, yep, truly equals struggle. You know, wrestling with yourself, wrestling with internal decisions, wrestling with things that are going on in the world. But in the end, it's just wrestling with your thoughts. That's what it is to me. So the thing with scarcity and with like a poverty consciousness is really that it will just hold you back. It will keep you from being able to think big. It will keep you from being able to dream big and really attract the type of things and the people, and will really limit you in your life. So scarcity keeps you in lack, which isn't good. It keeps you doing the same things over and over and over again, which is the true definition of insanity. That's one of the biggest things. Struggle, worry, it's just an illusion. It's not a physical thing that you can touch. It's not a physical thing that you can see, right? It's just an illusion that is like out there in your own world. You know, you see many people walking around and stuff like that. And imagine, this just popped into my head. Imagine if you could see everyone's struggles. Imagine if struggle was a physical thing, where each struggle was an actual backpack that you would put on. My pastor, Emmy Vasquez, at church, at Excel Church, shout out to Excel Church, he had this visual on stage when he was talking about baggage and being weighed down. It just popped into my mind. Where all the things that we go through in life and all the things we struggle with, imagine that each bag had a label with the struggle, and then you just keep on adding them onto you, right? The first bag, the second bag, the third bag, the 10th bag, the 20th bag. By the time you get up there and you really just kind of sit down and list out all the things you worry about and all the struggles that you're going through in the moment, you'll realize that you have a lot of weight on you. This is a very heavy burden to pick up every single day, right? So a lot of times, if you think of it as bags, right, you never really take the struggle off. You never really take the bags off. So these are bags that you go to bed with. These are bags that when you wake up in the morning, you put them back on. It's a choice. It's a mindset. It's something that you live, right? It's your life for many people is just living in the struggle. And struggle is equated to, it's the same thing as living overwhelmed. Living in an overwhelmed state all the time, which keeps you exhausted, which doesn't allow you to relax, which doesn't allow you to breathe freely, which doesn't allow you to enjoy yourself, and it doesn't allow you to enjoy other people either. Being in an overwhelmed state will keep you doing the things that you do intentionally to please that state of overwhelmness. So if you're so used to being in the overwhelmed state, if you're so used to saying yes and all these things to people to intentionally create a state of overwhelmedness, that is something that you do to keep yourself pleased with the state of always having to be overwhelmed. That was profound, and that is so true. So don't do it anymore. But it takes a little bit more than just saying I'm not going to do it anymore, right? So when you really get into a state of acceptance, right? Moving towards acceptance, moving towards understanding what you do and why you do it. So there's something that's called the cause and effect. And when you begin to separate the cause, right, the events that happen and maybe why they happened, from the effect that you feel from it happening, you get to separate these as two separate entities. They don't go together, right? So let me think of an example here. Cause and effect. Okay, I just witnessed something right now that was pretty interesting, so I'll just use that as an example. Say a car accident. When you hit a car, right? When you get into an accident with a car, for example, I don't know if it is for you, but an overwhelming feeling of, oh my goodness, I just created more work for myself happens, right? That's the effect. So I can get into an accident regardless of what happens or how bad the car is, or thinking of like the well-being of the people, because that's not the first thing that comes to my mind at times. I think of, okay, now I need to call the insurance company. Now I need to go get it checked out. Now I need to get the car worked on. Now I need to find another car because I still, need to be driving around and have access to a car. So the effect is that I have all of these tasks that I need to do now. Like this minor car accident could just be like hitting someone's bumper or something that I just seen right now a second ago. That it creates all of these tasks and that take time, that take money, that take calls. So that's the effect of the accident, right? So what we do that's just an example, what we do is we condition ourselves to feel that way, right? It's a conditioning process. So there are events that have happened as you were a child that have interlocked this effect in you. So you can look at certain situations. It could be money, right? Like if you grew up and your parents always said, well, money doesn't grow on trees, well, then you grow up thinking that money is hard. Money is hard to get. It takes hard work to create money. And that's the effect, right? So even though you're little, you hear these things over and over and over again, but then it creates an effect that you carry throughout your whole life. So in order to move into acceptance, right, in order to accept yourself, in order to live in a relaxed state, in order to be able to just kind of breathe freely and live freely, you have to get to a point where you move into acceptance. And by doing that, you have to separate the causes, which are the events in your life, from the effects that you feel. I hope that makes sense. And a lot of times, once you start to separate those, you have to move into a new realm of self-talk, right? A new realm of positive self-talk where things happen, right? So for instance, you could wake up in the morning and like stub your toe on the side of your bed, right? And then you're just like, oh, this always happens to me. Or you're in a rush going somewhere and you have coffee, right? And you just like spill the coffee all over you. And then you say, oh man, I never have any good luck. This always happens to me. This crap always happens to me, right? Using that type of language identifies that your self-talk to yourself probably isn't the best. And when you speak it out, this always happens to me, you are welcoming more of that craziness into your life. You welcome more of those types of experiences. This always happens to me. I never have good luck. Only lucky people, make it in life. Only lucky people are successful. No, that is 100% not true. That is your self-talk. That is your self-thoughts as to what you're saying. So to move into acceptance, to move into really understanding what you do and move out of the struggle and move into prosperity, these are a couple tips that you can take to the bank, take it home, work on it, and really start overcoming that cause that creates the effect, and separating those so you can have a much happier, fulfilling, amazing life. So, if you can't get there yet, you can work through that. But the biggest thing is when you continue living in the struggle, right? The illusion, the worry of things. You overwhelm your body. Your back, your upper neck here starts to hurt. Your lower back, your upper back starts to hurt. Your shoulders, you'll feel pressure here. Like all this struggling and worry that you're doing is physically affecting your body. So I don't know, but maybe you can relate, when you have a bad day and just like life just seems so heavy, your back, like you just need to lay down, your back hurts, your upper, your neck right here starts hurting. Like those are all symptoms of the baggage. Those are all symptoms of the struggle that you keep on carrying every single day. Once you start to get in control of realizing the struggle or these thoughts, then you can live in the hands-free zone. And I talked about this again on my blog. The hands-free zone, what is that? That is the zone where you leave scarcity, you leave resistance, you leave the poverty consciousness, and you get into trust. There's a lot of times in conversations that I've heard people that I've conversated with, conversed with, however you want to say it, where we talk about trust, right? Coaching calls, stuff like that, where they'll say, well, trust is earned, right? That's something people earn. Well, that's how they grew up, I'm sure. They have been violated in some way. Somebody has done something to them to now they have the guards up, and they come and they live from a perspective of, well, trust is earned. It's not something that is given. But here's the difference, right? When you live from that angle, that someone has to earn your trust, that's living from scarcity. That's living from struggle. That's living from areas of your life that need to be healed. Because when you live from that scarcity, when you live from lack of trust, not for other people and for new people that you meet, you're not allowing yourself to live in the hands-free zone. You're taking control of the situation before it even happens, before anything even happens, right? Because you haven't even talked to that person yet. So what if you let go of the control that keeps you in control? What if you decided to just let go? Let go of expectations, let go of trying to control environments that really don't need your control. What if you've decided to live from the hands-free zone? Once you have this trust, once you start to try it out, right? It's kind of like riding a bike for the first time. You get on the seat, you start pedaling, you may fall off, right? Someone may do something that doesn't make you feel so good. Then you get back on, right? And you keep pedaling, and you give trust to this person, you give trust to this person, and you just kind of put it all out there to where you're being more vulnerable, where you're being more open, and where you're being more loving. See, with trust, that's the other thing. When you walk around with the perception that, or the idea that trust is earned, you are not in an open, vulnerable state. You're not open to love. And a lot of times you're not open to receive love, because if that wall is built up over your heart because you're like, I'm not letting anybody in until they can prove that I can trust them, then how are you allowed to love openly? How are you allowed to love unconditionally? How are you allowed to love without judgment, looking around? You're not. You're living from a place of lack. You're living from a place of lack within. You're living from a place of lack towards others. Whew, that was good. That was good stuff. So when you trust, it allows you to let go of the scarcity. When you trust, it allows you to connect more with people. When you trust, it allows you to be who you really are. Your inner being, your spirit. That's trust. That's love. Any of those other negative feelings, angry, all those things on like the lower energy levels that vibrate just at a lower energy, right? Hate, angry, greed, jealousy, all of those things. That is not trust. That is scarcity. That is struggle. That is living from a place of just fear, right? Woo, that's pretty powerful. So what I want to help you do is I want to help you get out of the struggle. I want to help you let go. It's not something that you can get out of, even though I just said get out of the struggle. It's something you truly have to let go of. It's something that you have to make a decision around, and all those people that hurt you, and all those, future people that you think are going to come and hurt you that hasn't yet happened, again, is just fear. But it will keep on allowing you to live in a place of scarcity. You will keep on meeting new people, and you keep on attracting people from that scarcity mindset level. So if you're ever trying to grow a business, if you're ever trying to really share your message with the world and like create a movement and create change around you, you will, I won't say never, but it won't be effective. You rarely will ever get to do that from living in this state, from living in the state of being overwhelmed, from living in the state of scarcity, from living in the state of not being able to trust. You will not attract highly motivated, successful, vulnerable, open, loving people to you, because it's not the vibration that you're vibrating on. It's not the energy level that you're on. So you will always attract the same exact energy level of people that you walk through everyday life with. So if you're a super kind of like down in the dumps, life sucks, I don't know what to do with myself, no good things ever happen to me, I always have issues, like I always have something going on, you will attract those type of people to your life. You know, if you're looking for a relationship and you are hoping Mr. Romeo or Mrs. Juliet comes along that is just like got all her stuff together, his stuff together, and he's figured it all out and he's doing amazing in life, like what would he want with you if you're at this level down here, if you're full of anger and you're full of hatred and you're full of all these negative emotions? Like, no, you're not gonna attract that. You're going to attract like versus like attracts like. I know you got that point. Okie dokie. So here's what you get to choose. Here's what you get to choose right now. Hey Jackie. Sorry, I had my laptop closed here. I see you now. Thanks so much for being on my live streams. Thanks so much for always commenting and showing love. Like, I appreciate it. My daughter's texting me. Oh, she misses her mommy. That must be why. So, we are good. It says video interrupted. We should be good. It should resume shortly. I don't know. It says it should resume. It's going. It's going. Facebook's lying. I'm just gonna continue. Let me hit refresh to make sure. Hold on. It says that my live stream has been interrupted. I just want to make sure it's still going. Okay, we're good. Yay, Jackie. Thank you. Okay, so living in prosperity, it is a choice. You have a choice to let go of the struggle. And again, to really switch over and live in prosperity, it's going to take some work with affirmations. It's going to take some work with I am and knowing. If you're a Christian, if you believe in God, if you're, doesn't matter what denomination you are, if you read the Bible, look at God's promises. Look at God's promises in the Bible. One of my good friends, Emily, shout out to Emily Vasquez, she was on stage talking about affirmations. And affirmations are great, and I truly believe in them, and I use them all the time. But taking it up to the next level would be looking at God's promises, right? Because the higher power, God, yes, you can have it all. With God, all things are possible. These are scriptures that I have written on my fridge. If you were to come to my house, there's these like little thought bubbles, and I talk a lot about scriptures because there's affirmations that you can sit and you can believe in, and that's great, right? Believe in what the things that you want to say about yourself, but to take it to the next level, oh, that's my daughter calling me. What are God's promises for you? What does the Bible say, right? So what I'm actually in the process of doing, because I truly believe in this, is I'm listing out 365 of God's promises that I found and am still searching for in the Bible that I think can relate to more like entrepreneurs, because that's who I am and that's the people I love, and I want to help assist and grow and really just kind of help people start their own business out there and do what they love. So it's an entrepreneurial, I guess you could say, God's promises for their lives, for our lives. So stay tuned for that, because I am probably a quarter of the way there, but I truly believe on meditating, right? So sitting, taking time, get quiet, look at the promises that God has for your life, really kind of picking through it, asking, what does this mean to me? How can I look at this in a way that's positive for me? And every promise in the Bible that is there for you will always be positive, because that's just the way the world and God works, which is absolutely amazing. These are his promises to focus on. So by reading those things, right, and by believing in them and by truly just kind of meditating on them will help you first get to a relaxed state, right? If you're constantly overwhelmed, we first have to get to a relaxed state. Relax, look at things, see where we're at, see what we're doing, see where we can better ourselves in that area of just becoming relaxed. Because once you function, once you get up in the morning and once you're doing things and going about your day, once you're doing it from a relaxed state, you are so much more productive. You are so much more open to people and to growing relationships. You come from a place of love, right? When you're on the phone with someone or you're in person with someone and you're in a relaxed state, they can 100% sense that. And they will be more open to share with you what's on their heart. They'll be more open to communicate with you with whatever is really going on in their life, wherever they may need help. It gives you an opportunity to really bond at a much deeper level with someone because they can sense, they can feel your energy, right? You can feel my energy right now. Like, I love talking about this stuff. So thanks for joining me. And thanks for watching the replay too, if you're watching the replay. So this is what energizes me, right? Helping you get to the next level, helping you see where you may have blinders so that you can be a better person for yourself, for your family, for your community, so you can really engage and open yourself up for new opportunities to interact with people on that higher energy level, because that's what you want. The people who vibe high energy level, high vibing, I don't mean like running around going crazy, drinking 6 Red Bulls and just like tearing stuff up like Tasmanian devil. I just mean like high vibe, positive, love, light type energy. Cool? So that's my goal for you. My goal is to help you increase your energy level, increase your state of where you constantly, where that is your norm, right? Because for everyone, we all have different norms. We all have different levels. Some people are born at a certain level, but at any point in time, you can increase your energy state to a higher level, right? It's a choice. And events may happen, but you have the choice to either stay in that crappy event, right, and have a crappy response, or you can choose, no, I'm not going to focus on this. This doesn't serve me, this thought that I'm having, and I'm going to think of something better. I'm going to call a friend that is always just there for me and is just, great energy, and whatever thoughts I'm having, like, she'll just be like, no, like, you're thinking crazy. Well, what if this? And so always have that friend you can lean on, that girlfriend of yours who can put you in the right mindset if you're like starting to go crazy and you can't get yourself out of the negative thoughts. Pick up the phone, go pray about it, right? Get into the Bible and look over the promises. Make a list. This is what I've been doing. I made a list of all the scriptures that support me in prosperity, that support me in feeling good and helping people, right? Serving people. I'll start sharing those with you. I don't have them right here, but I will start sharing those because I just came to me like, share the goods, share some more. Yep, they're amazing. Maybe I'll just do like a couple on a live stream. That'd be fabulous. Yeah, I need to weave that in because those promises will save your life. When you're going through things and it's just not happening the way you want it to happen and it's totally out of your control, you can get control back by focusing in your mind on the right things. So struggle and worry is an illusion. We need to let it go. All right, well, this is the end, my friend. Yep, that's all I got. I got a whole bunch more, but I gotta end this live stream. My daughter's calling me. She wants my attention. She wants to know when I'm gonna go pick her up. So I gotta let you go for today. But here's the other thing. Last night, this is so funny. Last night I did a Get It Girls hangout, which I think is fun because here's the thing. On Facebook, right at night, there's a lot of times where I'm just at home and I just want to hang out with cool, amazing people like yourself. So I just jumped on a live stream last night. A couple people came off, which is awesome. But I really just want to create a place where we can just hang out And sometimes we'll talk about topics. Sometimes maybe someone will be having a bad day like yourself, where you can bring it. So it's going to be random. There's nothing planned. There's nothing structured every day at this time. No. So when you see on your newsfeed, Get It Girl Hangout, that means that you can come and you can hang out, and we will chat about many things, and it will be an open space that's safe, where you can trust and you can open your heart, and it will give you the opportunity with a group of amazing women who can help you work through whatever you're working through. Because I know a lot of times here physically, right, I don't have a huge group of friends. I have like probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 people, maybe even 3, closer to 3, that I really like just would share my heart with. And a lot of times they may be busy, or they're on vacation, or life's going on, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to like just grow, and I just want to have like other people's ideas and stuff to like lift me up, right? Because we're all not always in a high state. Like, that's just impossible to always be living there. But if you're there, let me know how you're doing it. So the Get It Girl Hangout, if you see that come across your live feed, jump on. That is going to be a good time. We are going to eventually, I truly believe, that it will become a huge group of empowered women who won't live in any fear, because they know they have it going on, not from an ego perspective, but from I am here to serve, and I am here to just make this world a better place. So when you see that in your notifications, click on it, come join the fun. I'm gonna dress up in some crazy things sometimes. I have all these ideas. I bought a few little props. So we're just gonna have a good time hanging out. So yeah, I had to mention that because I'm looking forward to it. All right, so tomorrow is day 5. Yes, day 5. So it's a Saturday. I know. If you can come, join. I'll probably be at home, be at a friend's house. I don't know where I'll be, but wherever I'll be, I will be here for you. Yes. I'm embracing these live streams. It took me like a whole year to just start one. I don't know why. That's the fear. My mom, shout out to Penny Walker, is the one who really kicked my butt, because I'm a planner. I plan all this stuff, and then at some point my mom called me up one morning and she's like, so what's next? This is the true story. She's like, what's next? I was like, what do you mean what's next? She's like, well, you're cutting these videos, you're doing these audios, like, when am I gonna get to see you? Like, what's next? So Mom, I love you. I shared that on, I think, the first live stream, but it's hilarious because that's how it all started. That's how it came to be, of me just jumping in and doing it. And now what I've realized is that getting on with you and hanging out with you, it lifts my energy, right? It raises my vibration. It keeps me energized. So even when I'm tired, right? Last night I was sitting on the couch. I was like, oh, I could just go upstairs, go to bed, take a hot bath in the tub, whatever I wanted to do. And I was like, no, I'm gonna get on Facebook Live. I'm gonna do a live stream, and I'm going to hang out with my peoples. You are my peoples. So let's hang out when you see it. Okay. I gotta go. It's amazing. I gotta call my daughter. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something from letting go of the struggle. Before I leave, one question, right? One question for you to really work through is, what am I holding on to? Right? What am I holding on to that is one of those bags, right, that have the labels? What are you holding on to that just seems so heavy, that you know in your heart that you need to let go? Who are you holding on to in your heart that you know you need to let go? That the people that don't make you feel so energized, right? The energy suckers that I talked about in a previous live stream. So identify what you need to let go of, and then start to work through, well, where does this come from? And then you can learn how you can separate the cause from the effect, right? Rewriting a new story, rewriting or recreating a new movie for that cause that happened in your life. Whatever it is, it wasn't your fault. It had nothing to do with you. Trust me, it had nothing to do with you. But that's the effect you felt. So once you separate what the cause of the event, and then the effect, you'll be just a lot more happier, you'll be freer, and you will be able to get to a place of who you really are in the inside. All these events and all these things create a shell, right? The shell on the outside, which is then building up the wall to where we can't trust, right? So we need to break the shell. We need to get into what's going on with you, and then that's when you can start to trust more. So hope that was helpful. Leave your comments below if you have any questions. Let me know. I will help you out. I will hook you up, and I will see you tomorrow. But don't forget, you can be, do, and have it all. Love ya.